Ladies and green screen lovers, you may have noticed over the last few weeks that I've been quite, well, actually having a bit of fun with playing with the old green screen with stuff behind me when it isn't actually there. So, of course, to achieve this, I've had a green screen up, which is a real pain to put up and take down. So I thought, why not buy some paint and paint the wall green. Now, for a start, I think that I might have been a little ambitious in precisely how much paint I'll need, but moreover, there are other things to consider. Well, the first is, will it work? We won't know. Then you've got to think, well, what's the worst that can happen? Well, the worst that can happen is it won't work, it will look horrible, and so I'll just have to repaint it in, British Standard Magnolia. So there's that, and also you've got to consider, if you're doing this while she's out at work, make sure you get full permission in writing first. Well, I have a roller tray also, and I've got a big cutting in brush, and I've got a little cutting in brush, and of course a roller, because, using a roller tray, probably best to have a roller as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to slap it on, give it a test at the end. I will start in the middle, because I'm not going back out again today. If I run out of paint, I'll run out of paint. I'll finish it another time. And this is the paint that we are using. It's I hadn't even noticed that. It's Wix 835, and it is amusingly called Optimism, because I think that I may be being a little optimistic. I've seen a couple of these on the tube before, but you don't really know unless you try it yourself, because we can all be painting onto different surfaces and that kind of thing. So this wall here is just a, I think this is blown vinyl. Of course, as you can see, there's probably I've moved the cabinet there. So there's quite a bit of it to cover, but you can see what I'm going on here. So we're just going onto this pretty standard sort of, I don't know, plaster kind of finish, and a glitter, if that's what they call it. I'm not a decorator, so let's crack on and see what happens and see what kind of result we get. Should be fun, shouldn't it? So here's a little update, and it is starting to look like the kind of thing that Lawrence Llewellyn Bowen may have done in the 1990s. Anyway, the cutting in is done, so let's just let you have a little look at that. That's all nicely framed, I feel. But the happy news is, the happy news is that the room is upside down. It looks like Beirut on a bad day. But yes, the happy news is that it certainly seems that this paint goes a rather long way. So we might be all right. Okay, crack on. So, even on this wallpaper that has certainly a less than uniform design, I've got to tell you, this stuff seems to be going on reasonably well. Can we see what's happening here? Oh my word, this is hot work. I've been wearing no shirt because I've been dripping like a knackered old fridge. However, this, fortunately for you, is a pleasure which you shall be spared. However, let's have a look at this. So, that, I would have to say, is going on rather well. And this paint, it was only 12 quid for the bucket, and it certainly has what I will consider to be quite a high opacity. Of course, the proof of the pudding is always in the eating. So, we'll carry on and see if the thing actually works. So theoretically now, I should be standing behind an open fire for the next few seconds. And then hopefully, it should now turn into some popcorn. Again, just for a few seconds. And then next I should be stood now roughly in a snowy winter wonderland. And that will last for about 30 seconds. What should happen is when those backgrounds disappear, you'll note I'm wearing black, so I should, apart from my head, I should largely disappear, because when there's nothing behind me, it should just show a black background. And so, if that works, then happy days, and that is a cheap and relatively easy way to sort yourself out a green screen if that's what you fancy doing. So thanks all ever so much for tuning in, and I shall see you at the weekend. Always something nice at the weekend. Adios amigos. Ta-ra.